Good morning. After towing the caravan through some very hilly and steep windy roads, here we are at the quaint little town of Strahan on the southwestern coast of Tasmania. And once again, the historical architecture has been just beautifully maintained. Without a doubt, one of the most popular attractions in Strahan is the Gordon River boat cruise. It explores all the Gordon River, World Heritage land to say the least, and also explores some of the old convict islands that used to build all the old ships. And we can't wait to do it, so all aboard. How good is this, guys? Up in the co-captain seat here. Captain Riley right beside me here. Hopefully he's doing a good job.
I'll get you around, hopefully.
Get us round. Got to get us back, bud.
I'll come on now. You got to pay extra for that.
You got the best job in the world, mate?
They tell me that every day.
They tell me.
One?
Yeah. Well, come on, it has to be.
Sure. On a day like today, you couldn't get better.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Especially with the dolphins already.
Pretty much as good as it gets, isn't it?
Oh, that's a pearler today. See how far we can get out here to sea and
yeah, I was just going to ask you that.
see if we can get a little bit further in.
The last
haven't looked at the swell this morning. Unfortunately, the wave rider's down, so we'll make an assessment when we get through the gates.
Yeah, I've been up here, done this trip twice, and twice it's been really bad weather, so today's a bloody pearler.
Yeah, but today's unusual.
Yeah.
Your bad weather's the norm here, unfortunately. Well, not bad weather, rough weather, we'll say.
Yeah.
So, it can get quite rough down here in the roaring 40s.
Yes, I've seen the heads when it's bad.
It leaves a little bit to be desired out there, doesn't it?
Yeah. As we continue across Macquarie Harbour on our approach to Hell's Gate, Riley's keeping a close watch to suss out the conditions of the channel crossing. As it turns out, today is my third time lucky, so here we go, out to sea. Today is as good as it gets. Our next destination, Sarah Island, is Tasmania's oldest convict settlement and reputedly one of the severest penal establishments in Australia. Today there's not much left apart from ruins, but it's still easy to see the horrific conditions that the prisoners endured.
My name is Louise. I will be your guide today. The Sarah Island is also known as Langarara. This is the Palawa name for the island, and I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land, the Lauran, Mimigan, Naneen, Petitinik and Torgi peoples.
Flogging was frequently used as a punishment, with around 180 escape attempts made over the years. It wasn't until later in time that the authorities decided that Sarah Island would be the perfect location for shipbuilding.
The door is open. Charlotte and Mary are both inside. Within a week...
This also made it a somewhat better place to survive as a prisoner. It proved to be a great decision and ended up quite a successful operation, becoming the largest shipbuilding yard in the colonies. Ships were churned out at a furious pace.
The only sandstone building that was built on the island.
Finally, with the opening of Port Arthur Penal Settlement in 1830, Sarah Island was slowly phased out. Hence the island was closed and all remaining convicts relocated. Some years later, in 1926, it was gazetted as a tourist reserve, and then another 50 years on, a part of the Tasmanian Wilderness World Heritage Area. Well guys, after seeing Sarah Island, we've now got this scrumptious lump dealt up with us, and it is all included in the cost, so I'm going to get into it. Welcome to the Gordon River, quite famous for its major protests back in the 80s to stop damming this phenomenal ecological river system. As you can see, these protests were extremely successful, and consequently the Gordon River is also now part of the Tasmanian Wilderness World Heritage Area.
And now we bring you Mr. Hawke live. My government will honour the promises that we have made in respect to Tasmania. The dam will not go ahead.
They subsequently passed the World Heritage Properties Conservation Act, which prohibited activities within the Tasmanian Wilderness World Heritage Area.
One thing you'll notice as a tourist is nature's tranquility and the stunning reflections on the water. Just before turning back for home, we were fortunate enough to be able to go ashore and engross ourselves within the rainforest and vegetation. Well guys, what an amazing day today. The Gordon River, if you're coming to Strahan, you just can't miss this trip. It is just pretty special. And thank God they never got it dammed way back in the 80s. It would have been just catastrophic. So yeah, we'll finish off a bit of a beer and we'll start heading back towards Strahan and enjoy this magnificent trip. Well, this is my last night in Strahan and I'm going to treat myself to the town's local play. In fact, this is Australia's longest running play, The Ship That Never Was. So we'll be allowed to film a little bit inside here. We'll show you a few little clips, but we're not going to spoil the show for you. So yeah, come along with me.
Hey, hello! Welcome everyone! Welcome to the Ship That Never Was! And guess what? You are the record holder for the next 24 hours.
And then you can pop that one on top. Very nice.
Hey, we are sinking!
Oh no, 9 fingers for yourself and 1 for the ship. It's a storm! Hang on, say stop!
Well guys, that was a lot of fun last night, a lot of laughs, The Ship That Never Was. Make sure you see it when you come to Strahan. We're just about to leave Strahan now and we're heading to Queenstown and we're heading up for some very, very steep hilly work. So even though it's only a 42 kilometre drive, we're estimating it'll probably take us about an hour and a half. But the name of the game is when you do it, the caravan on in particular, take it easy, steady, and you'll get there in the end. So let's get rolling. Well, we're just about at Queenstown now and we've just gone through about 42 kilometres of pretty steep winding road. But I must say, since I've been here last, which was 2018, the road has certainly improved and they've widened it and put guardrail in, which is a big first if you ask me for Tasmania. But anyway, it was a pretty good road and we're only just a couple of kilometres off the township now, so we'll pull up there for a couple of days and chill out. Thought I'd do a little clip for everyone. This pretty much applies to every caravan or camping area, I should say. We're at the local football centre, and just look at this. There is absolutely cars jammed in, packed in, every little inch. So pretty much if you don't arrive before, let's say 11 in the morning, you've got Buckley's chance of getting a camping spot. But this is just insane what's here. It's amazing. These days, Queenstown is still famous for two things, and that is obviously the mining, which dates back probably over a century, and also the West Coast Wilderness Railway. This system is quite unique. It's very, very steep inclines in certain parts, and it boasts the unique rack and pinion system, which assists the engine to get momentum up these hills and keep traction. So we're heading out on that today. Obviously, Queenstown's most popular tourist attraction for us old grey nomads, and we're going to head out and enjoy the scenery through the magnificent rainforest. The first thing you can't help but notice is the meticulous detail that has been taken to restore every single locomotive, carriage, and not to forget the station. It's simply mind-blowing. Okay, thank you. Would you just take a look at this? The only word that comes to mind is exquisite. And it's now all aboard and off we go. It's not long after departure that we arrived at our first stop off, Lynchford Station. It's here where we can get a taste of what went on many, many years ago. Yep, let's see if there's any gold in them hills. But before we do, would you just check out this amazing steam locomotive? Absolutely beautiful. It's hard to believe it's over 125 years old. So back to the gold panning, and let's see if anyone's getting lucky today. And seriously, has anyone ever found any gold there?
Yeah, we had one yesterday. About a couple of weeks ago, 8 people found some gold.
So. Okay, righto.
Bigger than a match head. Yeah. So we're not looking for anything like little specks. We're looking for something, that's easily recognisable.
Nope, no such luck. So it's back on board and destination Rinadina Station.
As they were essentially operating 2 engines at the same time. One of the original drivers, Malcolm Powell.
It's easy to see why this tourist attraction is incredibly popular and just one of the many that makes Tasmania the state not to miss out on. Rinadina, which is the end of the trip as far as the first leg goes. The engine will now reshunt and head back to the other end of the train, and we'll head back down there shortly after a small break. It's taken me 3 trips over the years to Tassie to finally get to do this journey, and I sure wasn't let down. Make sure it's on your bucket list.
Away from walking surveys to first class made in our
Well, that just about brings us to the end of our Queenstown West Coast Wilderness Railway tour. What an amazing little journey. Make sure you put it on your list when you visit Queenstown. And a little word of advice, make sure you book as much in advance as possible. I only just made it on this particular trip. So let's just enjoy the rest of the journey, and we'll see you on the road soon. Bye.
And welcome back to Queenstown.
Hey there, as you can see, I'm on the road again. Previously, you might recall how I was talking about the road conditions from Strahan to Queenstown. Well, I'm now on the road from Queenstown to Derwent Bridge. And let me tell you, there's some serious hilly, windy sections to navigate. And once again, it's raining. But it is what it is. So I'll just get back to some form of concentration and let the camera tell the story. Roughly halfway to come across Nelson Falls. It's about a 20-minute walk there and back, and what beautiful scenery we've got. Absolutely stunning. Sometimes you just have to sit back and soak it all in. One rare sight is this waterfall covered in moss. I can't say I've ever seen this before. Well, how was that? What a special gem. Certainly glad we took the time out to stop and explore Nelson Falls, so don't miss it when you drive past it. Well, only a few k's to go now until I arrive at Derwent Bridge. So as far as the road goes, the first 5 to 7k out of Queenstown was certainly very steep and windy, with some tight bends thrown into the mix for good luck. Not to mention the fact it was raining. Just imagine if I lost traction. No, I won't go there, I'll save you. So the remainder of the trip was only moderate hills and quite a few long straight sections. Nothing to be concerned about, so I'm now looking forward to setting up camp and chilling out with a long-awaited beer. So what did we do when we come to Derwent Bridge? Well, one of the major attractions, without a doubt, is the wall. Local timber sculptor Greg Duncan is just an absolute genius with sculptures on timber. You have to see this. Unfortunately, we can't film inside for copyright laws, which is understandable, but we just have to say to you, make sure you put it on your checklist, because you'll be blown away when you see what this man can do with timber. I'm going to go check it out. As this episode draws to a close, I'll leave you with some amazing scenery. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to be sure to click on that subscribe and notification button, and make sure you check out my next episode coming soon. It's without a doubt my favourite. As you can see, it's been a bit of a tough week, but I know David would have always said, keep on going, Doug, no matter what. Keep doing what you love. So there's so much more of Tassie to come, so don't forget to click on that subscribe button, and I'll see you soon. Bye.